Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice. Let me rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning, Shirley. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, team. And how you doing? Gosh, it's kind of brisky this morning. It's kind of cool out there this morning. I tell you, this Florida weather is so bipolar. It be cold in the mornings and hot in the afternoon, and I don't know. It don't want to make up its mind to what it want to be and what it want to do. Y'all give me one moment. I'll be right back. Mm. This is the day. This is the day. It's cold in here. Mm. It is cold. It is cold, cold, cold. Yesterday, last night, I went to Bible study because I had to get the rest of the things for the tea party. I left them in church Sunday. Oh my God. And I think I left Joanne teapot. Whew, I think I left Joanne teapot. Yeah, yes. I think I left her teapot. I don't know. I'm gonna have to call her and see if she took her teapot home. And if she did, wow. Gosh. I'm gonna have, and she, I know she in school right now, but I'm gonna text her anyway. And if she did, if she can drop it by here or tomorrow when she get out of school, can she drop it by the laboratory? I'm just thinking out loud. Wow. Yeah, we have had a crazy week. I'm telling you, girl, I'm telling you, hot, warm, then hot. Girl, Florida is just, I don't know. We're at that time of we at that time of year where it be cool in the mornings and then around about we ain't got into hot yet. We ain't seen nothing yet. Around about August, July, August, it's really gonna be um hot. But anyway, I went to Bible study last night and I had already talked to myself about some things and made up my mind about some things. And I don't know if I told y'all about what was going on concerning the Tea Party, right? So I get a phone call. Today is Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. I get a phone call Tuesday, and it really upsetted me. It really pissed me off. And I called the lady that's helping me. I called her, and I just went off, just venting. So yesterday she texted me in the morning, am I okay? Have I calmed down? And I said it is what it is. My attitude is going to be what it is, and that's just the way that it is. And everybody needs an attitude adjusting every now and then. And I'm not immune from that. So she called me yesterday while I was in the shower getting ready for Bible study. And asked me again, have you calmed down? And I told her. Whatever my answer was the day before you asked me that is still the same. And the way that I'm feeling, I'm not allowing my emotions to control my thinking or getting out of character or anything like that. For so long I say, well, I'm gonna be like this, and oh, I'm trying to do this on my own. I'm trying to do this on my own without consulting God, without having a conversation with God. And it was working, but it was hurting me. And it was giving other people like power to think, okay, now she like this. It's like she wide open and it's easy to attack. I'm saying, oh my God. And when I saw that, I saw all of that. I saw all of that, but still, I didn't say anything. So last night we're at Bible study. Good morning, Shirley. Thank you for being here. Thank everybody for being here this morning. I know you have so much to do, Shirley, and and I pray God your strength, that He keep you able bodied to not only do for yourself, but to do for the people that need you as well. I pray for your strength, and I encourage you to keep moving every morning. You wake up. God is giving you another chance, giving you a new day to fulfill what He has for you to fulfill. So you keep moving in grace, and you keep moving in mercy, and you keep moving in God's strength. You keep moving in God's strength. So I'm gonna tell y'all, when things, when you done made up your mind about things, there's gonna always be something or someone to come and throw a monkey wrench in there to make you lose self-control, to make you step out of character, to get you all discombobulated, to get you all confused, and just want to take you out of your character. And I said yesterday, when sometimes you have to go to war, you have to be in war to get peace. But all the battles, it's a big battle because it's a big war, because there's so many things. You got something over here, you got something over there. It's just a whole bunch of stuff that's going on. To obtain and hold on to your peace, you can't fight the whole war. You can't fight the whole war because it's in different places and it's just coming at you, just coming at you. However, when you step back and you maintain your self control, don't let it just get to you where you just be an impulsive thinker. You just, whatever you think, you just go in impulse. Just do something on impulse. Say something on impulse. It's not that you're going to say the wrong thing at the wrong time. No, you're going to say the right thing at the wrong time, but it's going to be the way you said it. It's not going to, they're not going to receive it because of the way that you're saying it. That's why you fight you put out the little fires before you could get to that big fire. Put out the little fires, and then you can type that. Them little fires give you the strength and the courage and the confidence to walk into that big flame and start putting it out, to maintain, to maintain, to get your peace and to maintain your peace. You have to go into battle. You have to go into battle, but then also you have you have to have self-control. And we were talking about that last night. And we were talking about self, and we didn't really get far. We didn't even get to the first question um yesterday. We did get to the first question, and that was the only as far as we got. And the title of the lesson is self-control, and it's coming out of First Samuel chapter 26, and how you have to have self-control. And all I could think about when I saw this and kind of glimpsed over First Samuel 26 was when how Samuel had told David that he was going to be the next king. But David was still a teenager. And there was a lot of things that David had to learn. And going out to war, David was a warrior because he was prepared while he was, because he was out there keeping his father's sheep and he had to fight lions, tigers, and bears. So when David was introduced to King Saul, Saul got jealous of David. Saul got jealous of David and tried to kill David on many occasions. Tried to kill David on many occasions. But the story that comes to mind is when Saul was in a cave, sleep. Now this is self-control here. Saul is in a cave, sleep. David, just to let Saul know, this ain't what you want. And just because it looked like this, just because I look like this, don't mean it's that. He cut the hem of Saul's garment. He cut it and let him know that he was there. I had a chance to kill you, unalive you, but I didn't. And I said, man, that's self-control right there. That's the first thing I thought about, glimpsing over the chapter and then reading, reading the lesson. I said, you know what? That is self-control. That is self-control. Because when we are so impulsive, we just do things right. You think it, because I feel this way. I feel like slapping the taste out your mouth, because you feel like doing something. Sometimes you gotta have a level of self-control. And I say, well, what is self-control? Self-control is the quality that allows you to stop yourself from doing things that you want to do, that you might want to do, but they're not in your best interest to do it. Self-control is the war between impulsive and doing what's right or beneficial. And when you're angry, I did it in a moment of rage. A lot of people, a lot of men and a lot of women are unalive because instead of walking away, they rather get pow or stabbed to death. That's impulsive. I just picked it up. I don't know what had happened. I was just feeling so rage. And I saw the knife and I just started, and then the gun was there. The gun was there. And I was just feeling so angry. And I just took the gun and I just pow, pow. And the next thing you know, now after you've done it, the realization that came to you what it is that you've done. And now you sorry. You crying. I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to do it. Okay, you didn't mean to do it, but you did it. You did it. And having self-control is not easy, but it's not hard. It's not hard. It's not hard to have self-control, but it ain't easy either. Because sometimes people do some things to you. And I walked in yesterday. I'm going to tell y'all. I walked in the church yesterday. And before I went in the door, it came back to my remembrance. You're angry right now. You're going to walk in church and you're going to walk in church angry. So I walked back. I went inside and I just put my Bible case down in the foyer on the bench that was in the foyer. And I put it down there and I sat there for a minute and I said, let me go back outside. Let me go outside. And I tried to make a phone call. The person didn't answer. So I stood outside for a while. because I had to get myself together. And that was a form of self control because I know how I'm feeling. And I know when I go in, I'm going to have to see this person. And I wasn't it. I thought I was ready. But when I got to church, the anger just came. The anger just intensified. So I said, okay. I put my Bible down, I go outside, I make a phone call, and I just stand there, okay. And I stood outside for maybe like 10 minutes. So I said I'll wait till 7 o'clock to go in, but I don't like to I like to be already seated when 7 o'clock comes. So I go in and I speak and I just, keep it cute and, go in, take my seat and there's talk, there's chatter, and I sit and I listen because now I am praying and asking God to put me in a center, put me in his center to calm me because everybody say I wear my emotions on my face. You can tell what I'm feeling on my face or what I'm thinking it shows on my face. So I'm trying to make sure my face is not betraying me, betraying, what I'm feeling because I'm praying as I'm sitting in the church listening to people just talk and chatter. So good afternoon, good evening, to everybody. Good evening, Marita. Well, good evening to you too. And how you doing? And that sort of thing. And I'm not a person, I'm not fake, nor am I phony. There at some point there's going to have to be a conversation that's going to be had. I don't like confrontation, but I don't run from confrontation either. So at some point, a conversation is going to be had. However, I have to allow God to put me in a place to where I know the right words to give me the right words to say, and prayerfully and hopefully it will be received the way that I am intending for it to be received. So self-control. Normally I would just sit there and won't say nothing, be angry, just sitting there being angry, mean mugging, and when somebody say something, I go against what they're saying. So I'm sitting there, and Pastor asks us, before we start Sunday Bible study, we always have uh uh uh, uh praise reports. Do anybody have anything they want to give God some thanks for? And people were telling what they want to give thanks for. I said, I thank God for me. I thank God for me. I thank God for where I am right now. I thank God that He has given me the strength and the courage to block out the outside noises. I say, I thank God that I'm not like I used to be. I say that's what I'm thankful for. I'm gonna always be thankful to God for me. And I thank God that what is in my head, I'm learning how to not let that come out my mouth. I'm thankful for that. And didn't know that the lesson was gonna, didn't even look on in my email to see what the title of the lesson was gonna be about. I said, I thank God that, I just thank God for me. I thank God that where I am now. I thank him for where I used to be, and I thank him for where I am now. And when I thought about all of that, because self control is so easy to get in something. It is so easy to get in something, but it's so hard. You get in it, then it's hard to get out of. It's hard to get out of. So we got to. I got to be aware of what I'm saying. I got to be aware of what I'm doing because sometimes I'll be standing right in somebody's face and they be talking, and I be sizing them up. I would be sizing them up to see how I'm finna break them down. And then, you know how you be in an argument, you be angry at someone, you be pissed off at someone, and when you see them, you did already rehearse what you gonna say. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this, and if they say that, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. Mm-mm. Self-control. When you are a child of God, and God see us rehearsing what we're gonna say, God see us practicing what we're gonna say. We done put all the curse words in order. And it's like they're not gonna say the thing back to us. And when they say something back to me, baby, it's on then. It is on then. And then when you see the person, you can't even say half of what it is that you wanted to say because God won't allow you to say it. And then, you know, sometimes you want to say it so bad and it be written on the tip of your tongue. But you know, if you say what you want to say, it'll start a forest fire. I'm going to tell you what happened yesterday. And I had to explain this to my daughter. So, um, George, the play Hairspray, right? It's Hairspray, not shampoo. Hairspray. I believe it starts next week. Yeah, next week. Wednesday, it starts Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? So we're not going to the opening. She bought tickets for me and my mom and for her. So Godmama sent got the tickets so everybody could, sit together. Didn't want no, we all wanted to be a unit. We were talking about something. And I said, well, you know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. I said, you know what? I'm just not going to say anything about that. I'm gonna leave that alone. You always get angry. You always get angry about things. You get angry so easy, Mom. Mama, you get angry so easy. So I said, let me stop you right now. Let me stop you right now. I say the reason I said never mind and let me be quiet is because I know how you get. I said, I don't get angry. I said, I want you to stop saying that. I said, I want you to stop project. No, we were talking about roommates because Jordan was saying when she go to college, she's looking for apartments. So I said, well, she need to keep her behind on campus right now. She need to stay right on campus. So she said, "No, Ma." She talking about when maybe in her junior year she would like to get a apartment. So she just looking at the different apartments. So I said, "Oh, okay, that's good." And I said because I didn't want to tell her because I remember some time back a young lady had a roommate, and the room. I said, "Well, I hope she don't want no roommates." And she said, well, she's going to make friends and she might, get a roommate. So I said, well, let me just be quiet. Let me be quiet. Let me shut up. She said, Mom, you get angry so easy. But what I was trying not to say was when this young lady she was going to Clark and she had got a roommate. She was living off campus and she had a roommate, and the roommate let the boyfriend move in, and the boyfriend was trying to hit up on the friend, and the boyfriend and the girlfriend conspired to unalive this girl. And that's what I'm saying. I don't want to even I didn't even want to think that. So I said, and I told Verena, I said, look, I'm not angry. And I want you to stop saying that I'm so easily to get angry. I said, because I was projecting what I was getting ready to say. I was projecting my feelings and my thoughts, and I don't want to take it there. I said, you always say that. And I say, I don't like that. And I've told you over and over again that I did not like that. So you need to stop saying that all the time. And you always say, well, you get angry. Then I say, no, I'm not angry. What I get angry and pissed off about is you telling me that I'm angry and pissed off. That's what I get angry about. Then she said, well, all right, Mom. I said, now see, you're angry. I'm not. See, that's what I'm saying. You don't like it when somebody do it to you, so don't do it to me. So self-control, because I stopped myself And because I already know she kind of tied up in knots already, finalizing this girl going away to school, finalizing getting the money for this girl to go to school, and I'm trying to ease her mind. The first year we gonna get her in, she gonna get in, but getting her in and keeping her in, it's not gonna be no problem. It's not going to be a problem. She's going to get in, and when she get there, she's going to find other avenues to help her to do what it is that she needs to do. So this is what I'm trying to tell this girl, and I really am having self control, because every time you say something, you know, um, children. I know, and I tell her all the time, there's things that I don't know that you are much more advanced and more smarter than me about. But there are some things that I do know, and that what I do know, I speak on what I know. I don't talk about what it is that I don't know. So with my daughter, I have to have a lot of self-control sometimes, because she will try to take me there. And sometimes I will go there. I will go there. So that conversation, and when she was telling me about, see, no, I'm not. I was getting ready to project. I don't want to put that on Jordan. I don't want to put that on you. I don't want that to be in your thoughts. I'm projecting my thoughts and my feelings now. So I had to reel that back in. And then we got past that and just went on to something else. And so she was talking about the P. Diddy trial, and Cassie was on the stand. So I said, I'm not watching that mess. See, because I have my own opinion about that. And if your opinion is not the same as everybody else, it's like you got to be teen woman for everything. And I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know why Cassie stayed as long as she stayed. I'm not blaming her for what happened, but I have my opinion about it. And sometimes you can't say everything. You have to just know the people, the audience that you're speaking to. You got to read the room, sort of. And Verena is really a woman's woman, but she'll call you out. But in this, she don't see nothing wrong that Cassie did. But I'm just not on that. I'm just not on that, what she's on. So I keep my mouth closed. It was hard for me, because I thought about it. I said, just keep your mouth closed, because you know how your thoughts are, and you know how her thoughts are. Y'all ain't got the same thoughts on this right now. So, just keep your mouth. And it was hard. It was hard for me to keep my mouth closed. Diddy need to get what's coming to Diddy, but Cassie need to own up to some stuff that she did as well. A lot of stuff gonna come out in court. A lot of stuff been coming out in court. So, I just say, and I was thinking about self-control this morning, and I was thinking about all the times that, and I feel like I have been taken advantage of, that I have allowed people to take advantage of me, because I didn't want to rock the boat, and because I knew how my attitude was, and I knew how my attitude used to be. And so, and I had to, and I constantly check myself, and I try to be aware of my thoughts, and I try to be aware of what I say. So that means I'm checking myself, and I'm learning self-control, because whatever was in my head used to come out my mouth, and that's not always a good thing. That's why my daddy told me, he said, before you talk to me, think about what you're going to say, and then we could talk. We see, because we have such impulse sometimes, to where we were we were talking about self-control, and was saying, like, I got potato chips. I got potato chips in the cabinet. So I say, I'm just gonna get a handful of chips, and I'm not gonna, because I like those jalapeno, Lay's jalapeno ranch chips, ranch and jalapeno chips. And and I'll buy them from nowhere but Publix, because normally Publix will have buy one bag, get one bag free. And I know I don't supposed to eat that kind of stuff. Not a lot of that kind of stuff. I know I was supposed to eat a lot. I'm supposed to eat a lot. So I get a like a little bowl and put some in the bowl. And then I just be minding my business eating it. But I know that they're there. I have no self-control when it comes to those chips. If I buy 2 bags, they're gonna be gone in 2 days. I don't be want to, but just knowing I have no control over that. Please tell Jordan do not get a roommate. My daughter is back at home right now because of a roommate. And I don't want her to get a roommate. I really don't want her to get a roommate, aka I know she got to have a roommate while she is in college and stuff. While she in college and stuff. So, and I told Verena to have this conversation with Jordan, um, because I know what type of person Jordan is. Jordan is a neat freak. Jordan is a neat freak, and everything got to be in its place. And there's a place for everything, so it's got to be in its place. Jordan don't like you touching her things. Jordan don't like to clean up. So how can you be a neat freak and don't like to clean up? Jordan feel like when she clean up one time and the when she clean is on Sunday. Jordan like to clean on Sunday, have her music playing and she clean. So if what she's doing through the rest of the week, she's making sure she ain't got to go back and keep cleaning up every day. You can straighten up, but she do her deep cleaning on Sunday. So I said, well, Rena, maybe you need to talk to her about that. She's gonna be sharing a room with somebody, and we want to make sure that her in the because I have all these images in my head about being in college and roommates, and sometimes I forget that Jordan is 18 years old, that Jordan is not a little girl, and Jordan got some hell of a ways. Because then I think of, and if Rita said, well, yeah, mom, well, she do have some ways. She got no ways like you. She got ways like you. Because I see sometimes, when she's cleaning up or when we're talking, and she said, well, Nana don't do that. Me and Nana, when me and Nana together, Nana be in her room and I be out here. And if I want something, I go and get it, but Nana makes sure when I'm in the kitchen, Jordan don't come in the kitchen. When she's in the kitchen, I don't come in the kitchen. Cause she'll say, Nana, two women can't be in the kitchen together. So she said, I'm gonna do mine first, and then you go and I'm gonna clean up my mess, and then you come in the kitchen and then you clean up your mess. And that's the way I raised Jordan. I raised her to be clean and to be exertive and don't let nobody walk all over you, and don't let nobody talk down to you. And then I know how I raised her. And I know how her mama is raising her. So, and I have to keep telling myself, she's gonna be all right, she's gonna be good, she's gonna be good. But it's just me. And I don't want to project that on either one of them. So yeah, the nurse said if I keep moving. Oh, okay. See, that was my daughter problem. She was raised a certain way, and that young lady wasn't. She said she never had a pink roommate. She'll never have a pink roommate again. And see, that's why. I'm gonna tell you something. That's why Jordan got accepted at LSU. And I told Verena, I said, no, I don't want her going to no. I told her I did not want her to go to no white college. Because here in the state of Florida, I'm glad now, I'm glad she did not get accepted at FAM, because FAM here in the state of Florida, they're taking all the black curriculums out of schools, and college is going to get penalized if they have black studies. So I said, I'm glad. And I thought about it. I said, what? I'm glad she didn't get accepted at FAM. And I hope she don't even try to go, get a grade. Her grade point average is amazing. Is amazing. And her test score, it was high, but I guess it wasn't high enough. But it was high enough for Howard. It was high enough for Spelman. It was high enough for what is it? Hampton. It was high enough for North Carolina A&T. It was high enough for all of them. So, and I said, I don't want her having no white roommate. That's because they nasty. And I said, I know how Jordan is. I said, cause I don't be wanting to try. I ain't got no way and no money to be flying or driving to get to know Atlanta. To No, I don't want you to get in trouble. I do it. Let me do it. Let me get in trouble. I don't want you to mess up nothing. Let me do it. So I'm glad, but then you have to look at some of these little black ones too. So, and I just want her to know, you in college, they in college. Don't matter how you got there, you're there. You're there. So I have to be mindful. I have to have self control over this little pink thing in my mouth sometimes. Cause see, I can take it there. I can take it way there. I'm not like old Michelle Obama talking about when they go low, you go high. I ain't flying that high no more. When and I said I might not go as low as them, but I'm not flying that high. I'm not flying that high, and I'm not matching energy. I'm meeting energy. I'm gonna meet you right where you are, but I have to still have some sort of level of self control. Like even the ladies the people who work and got lady, she works at the school. Then I got one lady, she is over the coroner's office at the sheriff department, and then there's one, she's a lieutenant in the sheriff department, and she said there's a raise coming up, and she don't want this raise. She really don't want it because she's dealing with a promotion is coming up, and she really don't want this promotion because she know what goes with this promotion, and she know what people don't think when they she said people are talking behind her back. People that she didn't think would do that are talking behind her back. See, she has to have self-control. She like two or three black women in the whole department. And then it always be us that's teaming up with them. It's always us that team up with the others to down one of our own. And she said, I just have to be aware. She said, when I know what they're doing and what they're saying, and you know what, one thing about God don't leave his children in the blind. God will always give you a glimpse, and then you have to act accordingly. You can't go out there and say all kind of things and do all kind of things, and then let your impulse, let your emotions rule you. There's going to have to be some kind of level of self-control, even in a relationship, like with your husband, with your significant others, or with your children. And sometimes you could look at your children and be thinking, damn, you dumb. I mean, like for real, I'm just gonna keep it real because they acting dumb and they acting in a way that is like you acting real dumb like that. But you don't say things like that to your children. You don't say things like that to your husband. You don't say things like that to your significant other. It's a lot of things that you be wanting to say, but it's a lot of things that you don't say, and that's self control, controlling this tongue. Because this little thing in your mouth, small as it is, can set a forest fire, can set a forest aflame that can start wars. It can put rumors out there, wars. This here, it lie. It'll tell a lie in the blink. It'll make you tell a lie in the blink of an eye, in a twinkling of an eye. You could tell a lie. But you got to have that self control. I'm so happy I went to a HBCU. It gives you another level of prideness. I am the grandmother. My daughter went to Bethune Cookman, and I feel like going to HBCU and just being affiliated with someone that attends an HBCU, I think they get a better education, they get a better understanding, I think they get so courageous and they have so much strength. And when they leave out of college, they have so much pride. I am so proud to say my daughter went to Bethune Cookman. I'm so proud to say my granddaughter is going to Clark Atlantic Atlanta University, because it's a black school. And I said, and people don't, they think Harvard and Yale and Princeton and all those big colleges like that. They don't understand FAMU produced more doctors, more pharmacists than both of those schools. Than both of those schools. Than both of them. That give people something to think about. And black excellence. When they I my granddaughter is going in one way, and when she come home for the first time, she gonna be coming home totally different. Because that's the way HBCUs are. When my daughter left to go, when we took Verena to Bethune Cookman, parents had an orientation as well. And the lady was saying, she said, these y'all babies, we know these your babies. She said, but as of today, they are no longer babies. They are no longer your babies. These are our babies. Now you have given us the responsibility. You have given your children to us. And now it is our responsibility to get them to the next level. So it's our duty to raise them, to teach them, and to get them on the pathway of life. And I tell you, that first time my daughter came home, I didn't recognize for the 15 pounds that she had, the freshman 15, them pounds that she had done gained. But that sophomore year, it was just something so totally different about her. That was something so totally different about her. And I'm excited for my granddaughter. She'll be in Atlanta. She'll be in the best place for her, the birthplace, like the civil rights and law firms, and she'll be right there where be in the place where she want corporate law, all different kind of law firms. She wants to be on Broadway. She want to do all this kind of stuff. So she's in the perfect place to be whatever it is that she want to be, long as she keep a level head and keep herself together, long as she pull back on the things that she have been taught. So I love all kids, and I'm just waiting for my t-shirts. I'm waiting for my sweatshirts. I'm waiting for everything that says CAU Panthers. So go Panthers. But yeah, we got to have some level of self-control, y'all. And the day is Thursday. I'm having a quiet day today. But I got some boxes of things that I got to unfold, and I got to reconcile my mind around some things that was bought that wasn't what I need, wasn't the right thing, but I'm gonna have to use it anyway because it's already too late to try to send it back or get something different. And I'm tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day that I decorate. We, not only myself, but my friend and I, gonna decorate this hall for this tea party, which I would not be attending. And tomorrow is the day that they will have Tammy, the viewing for Tammy. And I don't think nobody's really ready for that. I'm not. But it's a necessary. It's a necessary. So this morning I kind of feel like I was babbling, but I hope somebody got something out of. If you need some self-control, control, and that's what Miss Jackson said by having control. You have to be in control of you, because if you're not in control of you, you're letting somebody else be in control of you, and that is not pretty. That is not pretty when you allow other people to have control over your thoughts, the control over the way you behave, having control over your emotions. And I am ever so aware of myself And I don't like other people having control over me. So I try to control myself in such a manner. I try to carry myself in such a manner. I say what I mean and I mean what I say, but I say it in love. I'm learning how to say it in love. I'm learning how to say it in love because my grandma always said you could catch more flies with honey than you can with vinegar. Stay and pray. Still praying for you guys and Tammy's family. I thank you so much, AKA, because they need it. That's a family that's hurting so bad. Oh, and it's not, I feel like it's the family, and the family is grieving, and then the husband, which it should be like the husband and the family be together. But there's some separation there. And I told my daughter the other day that she had told me something that somebody had said, and I said, you know what? I'm not going to be a part of that anymore, tearing him down because he's in pain. He is in pain. He went on vacation for their anniversary. It was their anniversary, and they went on vacation, and he had to bring her back in a box and then go home. He left home with his wife, but now he's at home by himself. And then, just imagine being at home by yourself and surrounded by clothes and pictures and shoes and all her cosmetic and all her personal stuff. I can't even imagine how he's feeling. I don't know how he's feeling. I can't imagine how he's feeling. And I said, if I'm hearing this stuff over here where I live at, don't you know he's hearing the same thing that people are, all the things that people are saying, he's hearing that too, regardless of what we think of him, what we know about him. He's a human being that's in pain right now. And all I can do is just give him my sincere condolences because I don't know what to say to him. I really don't know what to say to him because I've seen both of them at their highest high and their low is low. I done seen them at that point before because I'm friends with both of them. And you have to. They get a divorce. They got married. They were married, divorced, and then got married again. And being friends with some and being friends with that, and then have to tell one, look, I'm not going to stop being his friend, nor am I going to stop being her friend. Uh, don't talk about her to me, and don't talk about him to me. If it's something that I could do to get y'all back together, if y'all want to be separate, y'all go y'all separate ways. Whatever's going on, y'all gonna have to work it out. But y'all divorced, you can do whatever you want to do. But they decided that they wanted to get back together. They wanted to get back together. And that's what happened. They got back together. So, people speculating. And I just said, I'm not doing that because that man is in turmoil right now. This man said his oxygen, his air is gone. And that's what, and I have to take that, then thinking about somebody who done lost somebody, you sleep with, you eat with, you make love to, you talk to, you laugh and you have fun with, because they were a fun couple. When they were, when people see them together, they were just a fun couple, a beautiful couple. Not saying they didn't have their issues because they did, but when they was good, they were good. And they just had, when you were around them, you couldn't help but just look at them and admire them and say, this, they always put me in the mind of Martin and Gina because that's the way they used to act all the time. Good morning, Marcella. That's the way they used to act all the time, doing something silly. And that's how they was. But and my heart just my heart go out to the whole family. My heart goes out to the children, to the grandchildren, and we have to be mindful. So I had to tell my daughter, I'm not putting my mouth on this man no more. I'm not saying bad things about this man because this man hurting like everybody else. He got a right to hurt regardless of what we think about him. Regardless of what we're feeling about him right now, we need to wrap our arms around him and love up on him just the same way we're doing the family, her family. We need to do that for him as well because I know his family is probably doing that. I know hers ain't doing it. So that, it's like I'm stuck between and don't really know how to handle it. So, I said I'm gonna keep my mouth closed. And so the tea party is Saturday, the funeral is Saturday, and I was so impulsive. Tuesday night, my friend said, I said, you know what? I'm just not coming to the damn tea party because they done made me mad about something. They done upset at me, done pissed me off about something. So I said, I'm just not coming. I'm just going to go to the funeral and go to the festivities after the funeral. So my friend asked me yesterday, so you done cooled off? No. Yeah, I done cooled off, but I still say what I say. I still meant what I said. I am a dress. I ordered the dress April 3rd. The dress still ain't here. So I'm not going. I'm not wearing just anything to the tea party. So um that was that. That was that for me. And I'm learning how. Y'all know I ain't got, I done told y'all I don't ice God for patience. I say temperance. I don't even like to use the P word. I use temperance. However, God is teaching me patience. Not only is He teaching me to be more self-control, He's teaching me temperance and patience. I'm patiently waiting about this car. It's like I'm not even worried about the car because if it's to be, it's gonna be, and it's just like that. However, I think about it every now and then because I want me a car. I want my car, but I can't get Ruby back. But I done seen I seen a car, and the lady don't want but $800 for the car, but it's a new car. She's in the military and she was home. She had to come over here. She had to come back and straighten out some business. And she said she just want to quick sell the car. And it's a beautiful car from what I've seen. The interior, everything looks good. So we've been emailing each other. And she said, I asked, well, why you want to sell this car so quick? And they show everything that's going on with the car. It's a new car. The girl been in the military. So the car had been moved too much. And she said, I'm going back in the military. I'm not coming back. I don't want to pay storage fees. I don't want to be paying, no insurance on no car. I don't want to be doing any of that. I just want to sell the car. So I seen it and I said, oh man, $800, I don't know if it's true, if it's real or not, but we've been emailing. So I'm hoping she emailed me back so we can have, so I can take somebody with me to look at the car and then, have a conversation with my mom and stuff like that to get some money, help me get this car. Because I don't want no car with no payments. I pay the insurance, but I don't want no car with no payments. But I thank God for as well as it is. And I thank God for grace and mercy, right? Because everywhere I want to go, I'm getting there so far. But I just want my own. But one thing about it, and two things for sure, I'm not pressing God and I'm not rushing God. Everything is in God's timing. And so whenever I get this car, I want it to be the time that God want me to get this car. So I'm just patiently waiting. I didn't even used to like to say the word patience, but I'm just patiently waiting. Whenever I get my hands on some money, I just put that money in that jar, and until that jar get to where it need to be for me to get a car, that's the way it's going to be. So I'm not fretting about that because it's going to come in God's timing. And I'm just at a place in my life right now. I don't harbor unforgive. I don't harbor Unforgiveness, I don't, I don't hold grudges. I'll hold a grudge for 72 hours. I'm gonna go through a little process for 72 hours, and after 72 hours, it's a done deal. I'm not gonna allow anybody to put their issues on me, project their projection on me. I'm not doing that. I'm not allowing that. I'm gonna be in control of me as much as possible, as long as I possibly can. But when I need to go to battle, I'm going to battle. I'm going to battle. I'm always ready for battle. So I don't have to get ready when the battle come to me, when the fight come to me. I ain't got to get ready because I'm already be ready. I stay ready. I stay ready for battle. Because I'm going to fight for my peace. I'm going to fight for my joy. I'm going to fight for my happiness. I'm not going to allow people to dump their issues and their feelings and their thoughts on me and don't have an opinion about it. My opinion is what it is. And if I got it, ain't nobody going to change it until I see something different. Until I see something different. And it's just too much going on in the real world. It's people got things going. People still worrying about how many eggs, how many cases of eggs they can buy. Worrying about the gas prices. People get, yesterday when I went to church, y'all, somebody had got evicted from their apartment and they brought all of their stuff and put it, I thought they had to clean the church out or something because it was a whole big old pile with bags and all of that stuff like in one part of the parking lot, because it's like a little not a gate, but like a little stone wall in our and out on the land where the church is, right? So I seen all these bags and all this stuff piled up, right? So and I seen these two white ladies because we live right across the street from apartment buildings. And I was standing outside, y'all. And then I had smelled the aroma. So I was kind of following the smell, but I was still, in the on the properties of the church. And I seen these people. So when I go inside the church and I'm thinking, okay, they're cleaning the church out because by the end of the summer, we'll be ready to move into the big church, right? And the pastor was saying, well, are they still out there? I said, I saw some people. He was talking to one of the deacons. And so I said, and he said, they gotta go. They gotta get that stuff and go. I said, I said, yeah, they're still out there. I saw them out there. And so he was telling me the backstory. He said that they got evicted and brought all of their stuff and put it in that area where it was at. And then the pastor said he went out there and he told him, y'all got to move this. And the lady told him, no, you got to let this stay here. You're a pastor. You got to let this stay here till we find somewhere to move it. And don't you have somewhere we can store that you can store this for us? And the pastor said he looked at her. I said, wait a minute. I said, hold up. I said, don't keep going with this story because wait a minute. Go back to where you said this lady said you got to let this stay there. And then I had to shut my mouth. I had to have self-control then. And these people here, these people here. So Pastor said, I got something for him. He said, I'm not worried about it. He said, because I done already put it in. See, my pastor is the chaplain for the police department. So it'll be gone by the time it's probably gone now. It's probably gone now. So yeah, we got to learn how to have self-control. We got to be more aware of what we're doing. We got to be more aware of what we're saying. And you know what? We're going to have to start being truthful. We're going to have to start being truthful and being honest and stop worrying about hurting somebody's feelings. We got to stop being, sugarcoating things. You got to say what you mean and mean what you say. And you ain't got to be doing all of this. I saw something on Instagram yesterday where this guy came in and he said, I want my chicken and I want my chicken the way I want my chicken, and you're moving too slow. And so this black dude came from behind the counter and he didn't, you got to get out of my store. You didn't say all of that. He said it in a calm voice. And see, you could just like catching flies with honey and catching flies with vinegar. It's not what you say. It's how you say it. It's not. And Pastor said it last night. He said, you know what? I went off on somebody, and I said, but he said, but I didn't get all out of control. He said I had them wondering, did he put me did he just go off on me? And that's just the way my mom is. My mama say some things to you, and it be just as matter of fact when she said, and I used to walk out the room and I'd be saying, now wait a minute, did she just? I know she did. And I'm wondering now. It got me thinking about what it is that she said. So I'm learning how to do that. I'm learning how to not sugarcoat nothing. But however, I'm trying to learn how to say it in a way that a person get the understanding and don't get offended. I'm being mindful of my words. I'm thinking about what I'm saying. And I'm thinking about how I'm saying it. So it could be received the way that I need for it to be received. I don't want to hurt your feeling, but at the end of the day, I don't want to disappoint you. But however, at the end of the day, I'd rather you be hurt and disappointed than for me to be hurt and disappointed, for me to hurt myself or for me to disappoint myself because I cared more about your feelings than what I cared about mine. I'm never going to intentionally go out and do anything or say anything to hurt someone's feeling, but I'm not going to stifle my feeling to the point to where I'm all stressed out, my skin start looking all scaly and ashy, that I'm getting all discombobulated, that I'm disturbing my own peace because I didn't stand up for myself, that I did not allow myself to hold you accountable. I'm not going to say, I'm learning how not to say it in a harsh way. I'm learning how to use less curse. Well, I'm trying, Lord. I'm trying with the cursing. I'm really trying. So y'all pray my strength with that. Y'all pray my strength with that. Cause when I get pissed off, I could put some curse words together. I can put some cuss words together. So, and I'm learning temperance. I'm learning temperance. And I'm learning self-control. Cause I'm thinking it, that don't mean I have to say it. And if I'm thinking about doing something like punching or stabbing or something like that, I think about it because I've been to the Florida State Penitentiary before, and I done been downtown at the Fort Myers jail. I done been there, and it wasn't nothing pretty, wasn't nothing nice. So I'm trying not to get there anymore. That's old me. The new me is so I want let's talk about it. Let's straighten it out. We can talk about it. Let's straighten it out. So we gotta control our emotions because our emotions will betray us. Our emotions will betray us because you know what I'm saying. You done been with somebody and he done did you wrong 5 or 6 times, and you're gonna say this is gonna be the last time, and all you gotta do is just come blow in your ear, and that's that. Well, I love him, and he said he was gonna change it, he wasn't gonna do it no more. And then 6 weeks later, you right back at the same place again. Let your word, let your words be your bond. You say what you say and mean what you say and stand on it. And if you can't stand on it, don't say it. If you can't stand on it, don't say it. Do not say it. So, y'all, today is Thursday. This is the day that the Lord has made. And I'm still going to rejoice and be glad in it, regardless of what's going on around me, regardless of what's going on with me. Because today is the day that I might get the answer to what I have been praying for. Today just may be the day. So I'm going to ask somebody to hold on just a little while longer. Who is that? Good morning, Everyone gotta listen in the shower. Thank you for just listening, Marcella. Thank you for just being here this morning. I thank you. I thank everybody for being here this morning. Y'all, if y'all just seen how I'm gonna show you how my living room looked this morning. I'm gonna show you, and then I'm gonna deuces out and everything. I'm gonna show you just how my living room is looking this morning. Yeah. Hey. See, boxes, stuff everywhere. Got a box full of stuff right here. Got to unbox that. These are some of the plates, the little plates that we're gonna have. And these are some of the little plates we had left over from last year. Tablecloths that I di- didn't ask for these. This is not what I wanted, but got to work with what I got. Got a whole bunch of. I had untangled all of that, and pissed off last night. And this the mess I got right now. So this is what my living room is looking like. Got flowers all up in here, flowers all up in here, flowers all up in here, flowers all up in there. And what? These the feathers and um the little place cards I wrote out. Oh y'all, what I got here? Got more flowers here. My living room is a mess. Got to get all this stuff together so I can get it out of here tomorrow. So yeah, this how my living room is looking right now. So I got my work cut out for me today. Yep, I got my work cut out for me today. So this is what it is, y'all. This is what it is. So, and as usual, I hope I given somebody a thought. I pray that somebody get it together. I don't know how to get back. Mm-mm. Okay, there I am. So you see what I got today. That's what I got going on today. So I'm gonna get started. Make me some breakfast. I done had my sea moss. I done had my tea. So now I'm gonna make me some breakfast and get my day started. So from me to you, I'm gonna keep sure. You know what? My mind just been on Shirley. My thoughts been on Shirley because Shirley do so much for everybody, for her mom, and she's her mom and her aunt caregiver. And I just want to uplift Shirley, and I want to continue to keep Gouda in prayer as well. And I want to, because she's still recovering, from her surgery. She might be doing better, but there's still some recovering. We could be healed on the outside, but in the inside is where the real healing take place, in the inside. And keep Shirley in prayer. Keep Shirley in prayer. Because her father passed away recently, and keep AKA in prayer, because she's always on the go, for either herself or for mom and her aunt, and she just taking care of everybody. And Lord, I just pray these women's strength. I pray that you put a head of protection all around them, Father God, when they feel like they are being depleted, when they're feeling empty. Lord, I ask you to fill their cups till it overflows with the blessing that you're going to bestow upon them. Lord, when they feel like they want to lose hope, Lord, I just ask you to fill them up with so much hope that they never feel hopeless, feel hopeful. Lord, I glorify your name. I praise your name. I give you all the glory. I give you all the praise. I just ask you to just bless these women from the crowns of their head to the soles of their feet and everything in between. Lord, I pray that the weapons that formed against them, the obstacles, that comes against them, Father God, I just ask you to shackle them up and bind them up and throw them in the pit of hell, that no harm, hurt, or danger come towards these women, that they be able to keep in good strength to do the things that you have ordained them to do. Because this is a ministry that they have themselves taking care of the mother and doing all the things that they have to do for their family. That's a ministry of love. It's not something that they have to do, Father God. It's just something that they do. And I just ask you to give them the blessings, bestow all the blessings that they are being asked for, Father God. Then I ask you that mercy and grace continue to follow them, that mercy and grace overtake them and just overrule them, Father God, and that they're going to be so grateful. I'm going to be so grateful because they're friends of mine, and I lift them up. And I just plead the blood of Jesus over these women's life. I plead the blood of Jesus over them. And I'm asking you all this stuff that I'm asking you for, Father God. And I thank you for them. I thank you for those two ladies this morning, Father God. I thank you for them. I praise you. I magnify your name and I lift your name up high. And I ask all of this in your son, Jesus' holy and righteous name. And I'm so glad to see you here this morning, Guta. I'm so glad. I know I don't be saying this lady name right, but it just looked like that to me. So charge it to my head and not my heart. Y'all, it's 8:12 and I got to get going. And I know y'all got to get going too. So make this a beautiful day on purpose and because of. And smile. You have a beautiful smile. I love you to life. I'll holler. And when you see me in these YouTube streets, holler back at me. And if I see you first, I'll holler. And then you holler back. Deuces, peace out, peace out. Pray for me, I pray for you because that's what we do. In Jesus' name, I'm outie.